That Iowa flag that says, "Our liberties we prize and our rights we will maintain." The reason that language is on that flag is because New Hampshire already beat us to the language that says, "Live free or die."
Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
I think I would. And I mentioned before, I can't remember this last time or 2 months ago, I can't remember when I talked about gun control or safety in our community. And since then I've been approached, and I think I'm going to try to move some agenda forward. We'll talk about it in new business, but I did want to take this time because I didn't want to get into this dialogue or debate or whatever. But I do want to say one thing as we move down this path. We talked about this in the safety committee briefly, and as we go forward, and as we, as a city government, try to wrestle with the issue of what to do about safety in our community for both ourselves and our children, it's been brought to me an argument arising out of the Second Amendment that I vehemently disagree with, and I think is bad for our community. And I just want to put everyone on notice that as we move forward, or as I push to move forward, I guess is a better way of saying this, with some answers about the issues and some solutions that the city may be able to take, that the argument that the Second Amendment of the United States government gives individual citizens the right to keep and bear arms for the purpose of overthrowing the government or defending themselves violently against the government, which I think everyone's heard this argument, that it's to protect us from our government. It's wrong, it's wrong-headed, it's mistaken, it's factually incorrect. It may have been correct when it was passed before, but today, after the Civil War, after the nullification crisis under President Jackson, after the Whiskey Rebellion, after the civil rights fiascos, Americans don't have the right to take up arms against their government. Possession of arms under the Second Amendment is not for the violent overthrow of the American government if you disagree with it. And I, for one, will not tolerate that argument being made during these conversations. It is unhelpful, and it is wrong, and I think it is dangerous. That's all.
Thanks, Slaton. Any other? Yes?
Yeah. Did I just hear you right? You want to stop us?
Could you state your name?
Keith Hebner,
and address?
taxpayer in Mount Vernon. Did I just hear you right say that you want us to not talk about anything regarding the Second Amendment? So you want us to violate the First Amendment to keep the Second Amendment straight?
No, that's not what I said. What I said is there's a specific argument that people have made to support the Second Amendment that is, one, unnecessary for this conversation, and two, is dangerous for our society.
What does any of that have to do with your day-to-day operations as a city council member?
Excuse me, but I think we're out of order.
Well, yes, I was formulating in my mind the best way to make this statement. The intent of the forum is not for debate, but rather for people to make a statement. And it's not to interrogate the council or elected officials or staff. So
okay.
If you have a statement you'd like to make,
I'll make a statement. I think it's extremely inappropriate for city council members during the conduct of city business to discuss our rights as citizens under the Constitution and what we may or may not say about the Constitution during a public meeting.